Dear colleagues, we are about to start, so please take your seats, if you haven't. Good morning all, and thank you for being today with us. Before we begin, I would like to invite everyone to join me in a minute of silence in memory of those whose lives have been taken away because of the Russian aggression against Ukraine that started in 2014. Thank you. Today, I'm pleased to open our conference, Ukraine Reimagined, Investing in Renewables and Storage. This conference is held within the framework of 16th European Ukrainian Energy Day, which our association is holding annually. This year, we especially pleased to hold this conference jointly with German-Ukrainian Energy Partnership, our dear friends and colleagues. I am happy to start with the opening remarks from our distinguished guests. And I would like to give the floor to Gerlin Heckmann, Deputy Director General for External Economic Policy at the German Federal Ministry for Economic Affairs and Climate Action.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. After this strong signal of solidarity, dear partners, dear Deputy Minister Andarak, dear representatives of Ukrainian energy sector, and dear German and European investors. I'm really happy to be here with you this morning and particularly grateful to speak to you today in this time of particular hardship for the Ukraine energy sector. Once more, the approach of the heating season, Russia is hitting the civilian Ukrainian energy sector with full force. And today's event is for me the opportunity to reaffirm Germany's unwavering commitment to the support of Ukraine's energy sector. My Minister Reiche, visited Ukraine very recently, and there she was able to get her own impression of what Ukraine's energy providers and its people are facing. She, or we in our ministry, just announced a new contribution of 60 million euros to the Ukraine Energy Support Fund, raising the total German contribution to 150 million euros since the Russian aggression started in 2022. And this is 1/3 of the international contributions in all. However, it's quite clear to us that the only sustainable strategy is to break out of the vicious cycle of destruction and emergency repairs. So there is really a need to leverage private capital for decentralization and modernization of Ukraine's energy system. Today we have the opportunity to discuss the contribution of the renewables energies and biomethane to lighting Ukraine's path into the future. There is no need to explain to you here in the audience the advantages of a more decentralized and a more diversified energy system, especially when facing the Russian war of aggression. Additionally, we clearly see that the major potentials which Ukraine has to offer in the areas of renewables, energies, and biomethane. For European investors, the physical connection to off-takers in the European Union creates really a major incentive. The mounting integration of renewable energies into the system creates, in turn, other market opportunities and chances like battery storage, and the same goes for biomethane and related equipment. One major missing piece of the puzzle is the completion of market coupling between Ukraine and the European market and the EU. This is where the German-Ukrainian energy partnership comes into play, and tasked by my ministry, the GIZ actively supports Ukrainian authorities with needed market reforms in the wake of the EU integration. Getting the regulatory and the governance framework right is a big priority for our ministry, for our federal government, and for Germany as a whole. It's my strong conviction that if doing business in Ukraine looks more like doing business in Germany or in Europe, more companies will feel confident to go into the Ukrainian market, especially into the energy market. Also, we should be able really to today and tomorrow and these days to discuss openly developments affecting investors' confidence into the Ukrainian energy markets. One major pillar of investor confidence, of course, are OECD-conform corporate governance standards in state-owned energy companies. Fallbacks should be avoided at all costs. And we here in Germany, or Germany as a whole, stands by the side of our Ukrainian partners to stay on track with EU integration. Last but not least, we also see the need to provide additional incentives and securities in such uncertain times in order to leverage private capital. Our investment guarantees from the German government have remained available to German investors in Ukraine throughout the whole time since 2022. Projects in the energy sector actually benefit from particularly advantageous conditions. In addition, we see, of course, that uncertainties regarding revenue streams affect bankability and limit the number of projects. And therefore, we have taken major interest in the guarantee fund instrument being developed by the EBRD right now. We are part of thorough discussions with EBRD and the European Commission regarding the fine-tuning of the instrument, and we are considering a sizable financial participation. This shows that the German federal government, while addressing, of course, the urgent needs, doesn't lose sight of the ultimate goal, to build up a more resilient and modern Ukrainian energy system where renewables and biomethane can develop their full potential in close partnership with German and European investors and businesses. I really want to thank once more the European Ukrainian Energy Agency and the Secretariat of the German-Ukrainian Energy Partnership for co-organizing this event today and setting so the necessary scene for today's discussion. We urge the companies and investors that are present today here, which are not yet active in Ukraine, to engage in the stakeholders present, to network and to find partners. Thank you. The German government, via the German-Ukrainian Energy Partnership, is ready to assist you in your future endeavors in Ukraine. So let's work today on the way forward and securing Ukraine's and Europe's energy future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Heckmann, for your focused and meaningful speech. Germany is doing a tremendous job in supporting Ukraine, not only in energy, and we are extremely grateful for that. Now I would like to pass the floor to Roman Andarak, Deputy Minister of Energy of Ukraine. Mr. Andarak will be online with us. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. I can see you. Good morning.
Good morning.
First of all, thank you very much for the invitation to speak at this conference. It's indeed a big pleasure, and especially a pleasure to thank the German government and the German people for their solidarity in the encounter aggression as the attacks continue, and we're very grateful for this solidarity. We were very pleased to welcome Minister Reiche here in Kiev, and she was able to witness herself the level of destruction and the situation and the atmosphere in which we are approaching the next heating season. Unfortunately, Russian Federation doesn't spare an effort to damage our system, focusing on all sectors, generation, transmission, for electricity, heat, gas production, gas storage, and sometimes even attacking infrastructure critical for nuclear safety, such as the Zakhidno-Ukrainska substation, which was visited by IAEA experts on Friday and highlighted in the messaging by Director General Rafael Grossi. Cynical attacks continue, but this solidarity and all the international efforts, amidst all of them, Germany is being the leader, really help us to withstand. However, we understand that we cannot deal or tackle the situation, address the situation as government alone. We need to engage our private sector, our businesses, and here the rapid deployment of new decentralized generation and backup electricity solutions are integral part of our energy security. For us, it is the most urgent issue considering current situation, and here we focus on different strands of this effort, supporting private investments. I'll talk about them later, supporting development of renewable energy sources in public sector, but also by private households. And I'm very grateful once again for Germany for being with us on all of those lines of efforts. Some of them, most important one, have been already mentioned. So one of the most promising technologies that may increase the flexibility is, of course, the battery storage. We will be discussing them today. And we are quite interested also in energy storage deployment by businesses and other stakeholders that provide flexibility and backup supply for private infrastructure facilities. We created all regulatory conditions, simplified all, not all, but most procedures, and we'll be very much interested to hear today what we can do more to do on this front. As a result, last year, 2025, has marked the beginning of kind of active deployment of battery storages. Nearly 300 megawatts of battery capacity has been installed since the start of the year, and a lot of projects are ongoing. One system is, I would like to mention, most important, is developed by Ukrainian developer DTEC and Fluence from US, completed in just 6 months. The system provides 200 megawatts, 400 megawatt hours, sufficient to supply electricity in emergency situations to approximately 600,000 households for 2 hours. Such technologies increase grid stability, reduce outage risks, and enable rapid system response even during very intense attacks that our region experienced experiences almost daily. For us also, it is very important to streamline cooperation with German businesses. In here, I'm also sincerely grateful for the call to develop this cooperation. This is actually the point and it's not about only just investments, but it's also about shared responsibility for regional energy security. Important to know that our response to Russian attacks depends on businesses and their flexibility as a key factor, as scaling up production of the necessary equipment, be it generators, transformers, or necessary repair equipment, is critical for us to be able to repair and restore, while using most modern technologies of protection of critical energy infrastructure as also of critical importance, especially this winter when the attacks intensified several times and we are not yet into actually winter colds. We have proven our resilience. We work in synchronous operations within SUI, and this is also proves our resilience, but also provides us with a backup generation, backup supply of electricity for the most difficult situation. And our transmission system operator, Ukrenergo, uses this backup also almost daily. The ongoing attacks on Ukraine's infrastructure indeed cause a significant deficit in generation capacity, and the deployment of renewable energy sources, wind, solar, is immediately and directly reflected in the consumption demand. We see significant reduction of demand during peak hours compared to previous years, if we understand the role of distributed generation, decentralized energy generation, such as wind, solar, gas, batteries, as I mentioned, in ensuring stability of the grid. We also strongly support the development of microgrid solutions for communities, hospitals, enterprises, and critical infrastructure. I would like to highlight here our project Ray of Hope that we launched together with the European Commission. The project envisages installation of complete systems, solar plus batteries with hybrid inverters that allow them to work on the grid, off the grid in case of blackouts. And here, once again, Germany contributes significantly to this effort, and we would like encourage to support those activities. For the moment, we have 300 hospitals, major hospitals, on our list. We, as already following up on the previous remarks, I confirm that we continue to align our energy legislation with EU standards, EU framework. Yesterday, we received a report from the European Commission on enlargement. Energy sector has received a good score with some progress. We have still two major important pieces of legislation in the parliament. We hope to adopt them in the coming weeks. One is electricity market integration law. It's past first reading and now being prepared for the second one. The law envisages implementation or transposition of 9 regulations and directive, and the second law on independence of the regulator also should be adopted by the end of the year. It's been developed with close cooperation with the Energy Community Secretariat. Implementation of RED 2, Renewable Energy Directive 2, and RED 3 directives lay foundation of the growth of renewable energy, including biomethane. And here we have dialogue with the European Commission. We provided with the documentation here. We would like to develop the production of biomethane in Ukraine and export of the biomethane. Trade with the EU is one of the factors that stimulate the growth and the investments. So here we are in discussion with the European Commission. We are waiting for assessment from DG Energy on that. And once that assessment is done, we will be able to fill the, or to connect the missing the dots and finally receive this sustainability approval that will enable in more kind of fluid trade of biomethane with European countries, including Germany, where our industry is quite interested. So here we are quite advanced, I would say. Under the wartime conditions, and development of renewable energy sources require effective mechanisms for risk insurance. We cooperate with our international partners to invest some kind of protection frameworks, but also not only war risk, but also investment risk. And here we are in discussion with European Commission, EBRD, World Bank, also Energy Community Secretariat has ideas how to develop this de-risking mechanism. There is a proposal already on our table, and we are set to deploy this mechanism. I think somewhere mid next year, that will ensure bankability and security of projects and security for potential investors. So with this, I would like to finish and to invite and to express your ideas. There are a lot of Ukrainian stakeholders present at this conference, as far as I know. So express your ideas, your wishes, what we as government should do better, as we are now deploying legislation to improve or simplify auctions for RES development. We are working on this legislation on simplifying permitting procedures for RES development. We have developed together with Denmark a map for preferential areas for the development of RES. It will be published very shortly once we complete beta testing. So please let us know what we can do. The war is not an excuse for us, so we are ready to run and ready to continue working with you closely to make this environment, despite the war, as conducive as possible. With that, again, I would like to thank the German people for the solidarity, German businesses, German government for staying with us. Our partnership is truly strategic. It's working, it's delivering in practice, and wish you all nice, fruitful discussions today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Andarak. Firstly, for finding time in your...
I take those applause for all the people, energy workers that...
You're muted.
Yeah, I take those applause for all the people, for all my colleagues, energy workers that repair infrastructure in the field right now as we speak.
Thank you. Firstly, we understand how difficult that was for you to find the time, as Ukraine's energy system is being under attacks weekly and daily. So that's why it's very important that in such a critical time you're still addressing the topic of investments in renewables, because that is the future and that is what will strengthen our energy security, our grid, and in the long term, it will support the energy security of the whole Europe. So thank you very much. And now I'm passing the floor to Vice Chairwoman of EUEA, Alina Swiderska. She's also the General Manager at Scatec Ukraine. Alina, welcome.
Thank you, Anastasia. I will try to be quick because I know the time is running out, and as a board member of the European Ukrainian Energy Agency, I just would like to say thank you once again to Germany, to our partners, to the international community who keeps supporting Ukraine. It's very important. Without you, we wouldn't be able to be this resilient. And also, as part of the organizing committee of this conference, I would like to remind the name of it. It's called Ukraine Reimagined. Right, and when we were thinking, okay, what kind of conference should we do? We didn't want to do just another ordinary conference where you just make a LinkedIn post, even though they're welcomed, right? We wanted to make it impactful. We wanted to make sure that after this conference, you go out with something meaningful and you can continue working. And when we thought that, okay, it has to be Ukraine Reimagined, we mean that we cannot apply some lessons learned. We cannot use some history to make sure that Ukraine keeps working and that Ukraine energy system is resilient. We have to be imaginative, we have to be creative, and we have to be bold. And we have to be able to take responsibility to make the decisions which were never done before. And I'm really happy and really grateful that we together are able to work on the de-risking mechanism, on the new war risk insurance, and maybe we will create even something more, because honestly, we don't have much time. And we cannot think that we will start investing and rebuilding after the war ends, because we don't know when it will end. It might take ages, and we need electricity right now. So I really hope that today, right now, after the conference we go home, we will continue making the history, making unprecedented, really creative decisions to make sure that Ukraine and Europe really withstands to the enemy, and the civilization, the electricity, the energy will actually win. So thank you so much, and wishing you a very productive conference.
Thank you very much, Alina. And now I want to give the floor to my colleague, Lisa Helen Nasser. She is the head of Secretariat of German-Ukrainian Energy Partnership. They have been really good co-organizers of this conference, and I give you the floor to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Anastasia. Dear colleagues, dear partners, dear business representatives, it's my great pleasure to welcome you here also on behalf of the Secretariat of the German-Ukrainian Energy Partnership. You've already heard about the importance of this partnership to Germany from Ms. Heckmann. You've had the great overview of Roman Andarak about the priorities in the energy sector at the moment, and you've had heard Alina just about why we make this event together today. We at the Energy Partnership Secretariat, we are implementing this on behalf of the German Agency for International Cooperation for BMW. And we are, let's say, one of the operational arms of this energy partnership. And as part of our mandate, we do events like this. We foster the dialogue between the business community, also civil society, and government on the topics of the energy transition, which is, of course, important for our mutual energy security, for decarbonization, and also for foreign trade promotion. We also follow the regulatory framework very closely within our project, in particular with the EU accession. We provide tailored technical assistance to our Ukrainian energy sector stakeholders, be it from balancing market operations to renewables permitting to supporting with EU screening preparations. And as you've also just already heard, the new EU enlargement report was published yesterday, and basically points out the progress achieved by Ukraine in the past year, and also highlights some of the, let's say, incomplete reforms, such as the electricity market integration that many of you are probably following in the Ukrainian parliament, also from abroad. We are super grateful as Energy Partnership Secretariat to have such great partners like EUEA, for implementation of this event, and very happy to be co-organizing it. We think that the program does a really great job at bringing some of the, let's say, discussions that are maybe more happening in expert circles in Ukraine to an audience here in Berlin, to a European audience, and we certainly hope that this will contribute to expanding the connections, the networks, the links between German, European and Ukrainian actors. We know the conference doesn't come at a time when it's always easy to imagine rebuild Ukraine based on renewables. Maybe it's even harder to imagine this sometimes from abroad. But I'm very glad that none of you got deterred by this title that we discussed a long time about with EUA, you know, how to name this conference, how to convey the spirit of this event today, which is Ukraine Reimagined, investing in renewables and storage. So we're happy you made it here, and we will discuss both short-term possibilities of RES and also the long-term vision that this means for Ukraine's energy sector. In just a second, I think this leads over well to the first panel already, and with this I won't keep you waiting any longer for the real expert discussions, and would like to thank you all also from my side for being here today, for taking the time, and have a great discussion throughout the day.